success. A lot of people will say, well, once you reach a certain status of money or you have a certain amount of possessions and things like that, everybody's definition can be different. What's your definition of success?
Success is measured on more than just like monetary value. Because at the end of the day, success to me is, I have a daughter, so success to me is seeing my daughter, do something great. It's so to speak, paying it forward. So, of course, money is also a great motivational tool to help you get to other plateaus. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have money, you can't really put other people in better positions either. You know what I'm saying? So it takes a little bit of compassion, it takes a little bit of money to make everything work well together.
With your hooping days and days of being in high school and whatnot, a lot of times that really shapes who people become in the rest of their lives. How did your days in high school and basketball and whatnot influence who you are today?
As far as like high school and playing sports, I went to East Bay High School in Apollo Beach, and I went to Richard Spoto in Riverview. So I went to both those schools. That's actually, in East Bay is actually how I got my nickname. That's how I got Jayy Cannon. Like I said, I played varsity 10th grade year and I shot really well. I had a high percentage shot from the 3-point line, so that name kind of stuck with me, Jayy Cannon. I've been rocking with it ever since. And I feel like if it wasn't for that basketball and that was the first hunger. That was like that first level of hunger. You know what I'm saying? I had basketball and that's what I was chasing every day. Going to practice, doing the whole 9, working on my shot and everything else. And then that was like my first taste of that. And then as I graduated high school and, going off into college and stuff like that, and basketball didn't really work out for me, that same hunger had to transition to something. So I manifested into fashion. And that's really how I really got started with getting into Truly Fresh and linking up with Surreal and Ross.
When it comes down now to, applying that hunger now, you wake up every single day of your life now and you put it towards, making a greater tomorrow overall, but being creative, creating the district, creating that next level. What keeps you inspired, that perseverance?
Things around me inspire me. On a daily basis. Of course, you have big life events that can inspire you, or send you on the wrong path. But on a normal day's basis, like when you look around, you really stop and look around. It's like you see other people working, not harder than you, and that's just like, if that's not fuel enough, then maybe you're not cut out for this kind of business. You know what I'm saying? Being an entrepreneur, chasing that dream, because it's rough. You know what I'm saying? We've seen some terrible days, and we've seen some great prosperous days. So my inspiration really comes from the gentlemen around me and and my settings around me, like my daughter and stuff like that. And it's like I lose time on spending with her, but on the flip side, I know in the long run she's gonna look up to me way more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that father that's not there, nothing like that by any means. You always gotta find time for family. But at the end of the day, she knows when daddy's going to work or going to, do what he has to do, it's only going to be beneficial. Because I make sure I shower her with kisses and love when I get home. That's just how it goes. So,
what would you do different with how you were raised? You've been through a lot of different experiences, and we'll get to that too. But is there anything that you may not want her to see, or some things in your experiences that you do want her to see?
I feel like a lot of times people try and shelter their kids and stuff like that. I don't think you should shelter anybody from anything. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a time and a place for everything, but you shouldn't shelter your children, or you shouldn't try and hold them back because you had a tougher life. You should still show them hey, look, I'm putting something in place that's better for you. But at the end of the day, this is what's out there too, so you shouldn't be oblivious to it. And that's really it. At the end of the day, you should see the good, bad, and ugly, because the news not going to show it to you. So go out there and make your own news, find your own news.
Very well stated. What's the key to life to you?
There's no key to life. Life is what you make it. There's no key. Everyone's road is different. So at the end of the day, it's all about which road you choose to walk down, and that's really what it boils down to. No one has that, fountain of youth, and no one has that, all say and says if you do this, you're gonna get this end result. Because I mean, people tell you to go to college. College is this, that, and the third. I can't tell you how many Americans right now have a college degree and ain't doing nothing with it. So, with that being said, there's a bunch of millionaires that that didn't even finish high school. That's got M's. So at the end of the day, there's no key to life. It's just about how you get to your end result. That's really it.
One thing you mentioned that you were gonna hoop. Some things didn't go the way you had expected them to. If you weren't hooping or you weren't doing graphic design or you weren't doing Debonair District right now, what do you think you would be doing or what would you want to do?
Since I'm not hooping and if I wasn't doing Debonair District and doing that, to be honest, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest, I don't know where I would be. You know what I'm saying? I might be in the streets. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's been an outlet for me. And it's been a blessing, you know what I'm saying? I don't like to call everything a blessing, but at the end of the day, that's really what it was, you know what I'm saying? For being with these guys and basketball not going the way it was supposed to. Apparently, I wasn't destined to go down that road. You know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason, so it's been working out.
The other thing about that is that there's a lot of things that go into making a person. Whether it be places that you've been, things that you've seen, advice you received from an old head. What's made you?
I think a lot of things have made me my upbringing. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of father figures in my life, you know what I'm saying? So that was a major benefit for me because at the end of the day, I didn't have my pops growing up. So with that being said, I had a lot of different individuals that stepped in. They didn't try and play my father, but they tried and say, hey, this is what this certain situation is about and what have you. And that played a huge part. Linking up with my teammates, you know what I'm saying, and my business partners, just like that's family, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like them guys teach me shit every day, so if it wasn't for them boys, I mean, there's a lot of things I still wouldn't know about business and I still wouldn't know about, a lot of fashion and a lot of lifestyle and stuff. They tell me things that it seems so simple, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, it means a lot, you know what I'm saying, and that helped mold me, for sure.
I know you guys are located in Tampa, Florida. Tell me a little bit about, what about the city inspires you and talk about where you're from.
Well, first off, I mean, I love Tampa. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like Tampa. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, are from a lot of different places. Tampa's a huge melting pot. But I mean, like I said, Tampa's what raised me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tampa, I mean, I grew up in Georgia and stuff, so I had those like certain values, I feel, them southern hospitality values. But like, as far as Tampa showed me like what life was like, you know what I'm saying? Like what being an adult was all about, and you know what I'm saying, and showing me the good, bad, and the ugly. So I mean, I'm blessed to have, walked all these different likes and stuff like that, So it's been pretty cool. I mean, my mother told me some stories and whatnot. Of course, she didn't, say anything was terrible or nothing like that, but she just, you know what I'm saying, for me to find my own path, and that's kind of what I did.
What is your path? What are you destined to do? Who are you supposed to be? Do you feel like you are who you are right now?
I feel like I'm destined to do something. I'm kind of, right now, I'm working with the guys that I'm working with and, doing the things that we're doing as far as the fashion, as far as the events. And I mean, I think this is definitely the realm in which I want to be in. And I'm really just trying to try all these lanes and really see which one is the one that's going to be, that it for me. I feel like we're definitely on the right track, and we're that much closer. And, I mean, like I said, I really want to just grow with the gentleman that I'm working with right now. Great guys, and I just want to build on that foundation. That's really it. We can do so much. We've already done so much. We've already been a lot of places. So it's just like I want to continue to grow from that.
You are creating. What kind of music do you listen to?
Well, normally, I mean, it's either Ross or Surreal, normally DJing, to be honest. But as far as my personal, I'm listening to a little bit of everything. James Blake, Chance the Rapper, Vic Mensa. I definitely like what Chicago got going on right now. Some locals. I'm listening to Hometown, Mighty Jayy. Malcolm X has dropped a new project, so it's a lot of different music. For the most part, it's mostly hip hop, but I do listen to some contemporary rock and stuff like that as well.
What environment do you create best in? Like, what's your your creative habitat where you got your your vision flowing properly and everything else? What do you need?
When I'm creating, I like to. It's all about moods. Everything's about moods with me. Whether it be different smells, different lighting, I actually, in my house, I have what's called the red light district. Basically, I have a lot of different lights set up in my room, and sometimes turn off all the lights, let the red light shine through, light some incense, and I get to work. That's just how it goes.
What kind of women are you into?
Women? I like a few different types of women, especially nowadays with everything that I'm doing. I like someone that's got their own grind, that when we have conversations we can talk about growth. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing for me. Of course, if you're talking about physical, there's a few choice things that I tend to go for. You know what I'm saying? It could be slim. I like the slim chicks. They got to be shorter than me. I'm like 6'1", so I can't have you 6'1" right along with me, and you got heels on. Like, it's too much. But like I said, somebody that could help, grow with me and talk. You know what I'm saying? We can grow our ideas together and things like that. That's a huge plus for me. Definitely.
How important is conversation?
Conversation is almost everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you can't hold a conversation with somebody, then how could you expect longevity? That's anybody. It's not, I'm saying, just a female. That's anybody. If you can't have a conversation with your homeboy, you need to cut them loose. You know what I'm saying? If y'all only talking about negative things, you're talking about, things that's not going to help you grow as a person, then you need to, cut that man loose. Ain't nothing for y'all to talk about.
If you even have a list, what's on your bucket list right now?
Bucket list? I'm jumping out of plane soon. That's happening. I'm going back to Italy too. I haven't been back to Italy since, since I was like 2 years old. So it's been a long time coming for that trip. Bucket list. I gotta meet Pharrell. I gotta meet, not on some run to that man in Manhattan or something. It's I don't know who you are kind of deal. I want to actually have a sit down conversation with him, pick his brain a little bit. Bucket list. Pound bucket list.
Do you believe in predetermination?
I believe, as far as predetermination, I don't think, in a sense, I feel like at the same time your book is kind of written, but we have that luxury, since we're human, of thinking that we can control everything and anything. But I feel like at the end of the day, your road is kind of, the end result is already there. It's just kind of what are you going to do in between to get to that same destination? You know what I'm saying? I really don't believe that you just wake up and be like, you know what? I'm not going to go to work. I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to do that. Now, you know what I'm saying? My life isn't determined no more. It doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if you was meant to get hit by a car will come through your window and hit your ass. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's just when your time comes. But, you can still, as a human, we have that ability to be able to kind of feel hey, if I go this way, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to get this result. If I go this way, I'm going to get this result. I feel like everything happens for a reason. There's no way we bump into the people we bump into on a coincidence. At 10 o'clock on a Sunday, we happen to be in the same place at the same time. There's no coincidence. That person was meant to meet you that day. You know what I'm saying? So
it's always good to kind of talk about the future. Because a lot of times you can live for the day, but you still need to know that tomorrow is something that you have to plan for. If you could choose your perfect scenario, where do you want to live? Describe your house. Just describe your surrounding, your client, maybe a specific location. You want to build your house. Where do you want to be when you have your final say is your home and whatnot?
If I could live anywhere. All right, let me paint you a picture real quick. So if I could live anywhere, I'm thinking somewhere that's near a major city, but far enough out that you still got to drive outside the city to get to it. I mean, it's cool to have the whole downtown loft life and everything else. You right in the mix with everything. But at the same time, like I said, I look at the big picture. I got a daughter. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I want to be able to kind of like really show her the foundations and them values. It's hard to do that when you live in the inner city. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I grew up in a small town when I was in Georgia and whatnot before I came to Tampa. This is actually the biggest market, you know what I'm saying, as far as me living in. So for me going to a small town to a big market, I see things, and it's like at the end of the day, I want to be able to like live where there's like a lake or an ocean or some type of water nearby. And as far as my house, I mean, like I said, I'm from Georgia. I like porches, and I like, you know what I'm saying, rocking chairs on porches and shit like that. Now, the cool thing about it is I might have like a modern take on the inside, but like an old Victorian or something like that, I think that'd be fresh. That'd be real cool.
A little bit of insight on the ins and outs of what you see online. You know, is there something that you want people to take away when they come to the website, or, you know, in this case, when they get their first hint of what their district is?
When someone comes to the website and they experience or have the Debonair experience for the first time, I want them to understand it. That's the biggest thing is we're building something, we're building a foundation for creative minds and others like us. And I want you to be able to come to the website and see that. If you don't get that feeling or that vibe when you come to our website, I feel like we're not portraying, you know, what we feel is creativity. So at the end of the day, that's my biggest thing. I want you to come and take something away from it. Even if you don't necessarily shop with us, you know, if you can come and feel like you're a part of something and feel like, I think these guys get me, that's cool. Come back to our website just for that release. That works for me.
Is there anybody that you want to make sure you get a chance to, you know, to put on film in this case? We're coming to a close, and, you know, when you have video, you can become immortal in a sense. So in this case, do you want to tell anybody something, or let it be known a certain vision statement, or kind of words of wisdom, anything like that possibly? Think about it.
I mean, if I could leave you with something, I would just let you know that dreams are merely visions for a motivated man. Plain and simple. I'll let you marinate on that, though.
Go ahead and give it your outro.
This is Jayy Cannon, and you're now tuned into Behind the District.
What do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for doing something positive.